Welcome gamers, and for those that celebrate it, happy Valentine's Day. So it's day 45 of the challenge, and I've got a number of different games to update you with, plus some of the challenges that we've now already been able to tick off. So without further ado, let's get straight into it with the first game. First up we have Mecho Tales. This 2017 platforming arcade style shooter by indie developer Arcade Distillery is a fairly short and fun platinum at around 4 out of 10 difficulty, and I really like the shiny metallic looking art style. Its gameplay is pretty linear with 8 levels comprising of 2 stages in each, with the standard boss battle end sequence to each level giving enough challenge to keep the game interesting but not enough to make it frustrating. As you progress through the levels, you kill a variety of different enemies which drop cogs, which you can collect and use as the game's currency for buying new weapons with unique firing mechanisms. This is a game that has been on my backlog for about 18 months now. I started it to grab a quick and easy trophy for another challenge I was doing back in 2023, so I'm glad to finally get around to busting this from my backlog. My third completion is for Deep Diving Adventures. A game recommended to me as I'm a very keen scuba diver in real life. This 2022 game, developed by Jujubee, can only be described as a very chilled out, relaxing diving simulator type collectathon. The gameplay is smooth with some exquisite looking graphics and requires some minor puzzle solving at times, but for the main part the gameplay evolves around collecting enough items in each area to unlock the next area, enabling you to progress and continue the discovery based storyline that slowly unfolds. I found the game pretty enjoyable, although you're required to complete a new game plus for the platinum, which I feel was a little bit unnecessary considering the gameplay is based almost entirely around collectibles. However, as I'm only the 45th person to have earned the platinum, this completes my challenge to be in the top 100 platinum achievers, as well as nicely ticking off the educational genre theme category from the list, which is one of the categories that has fewer options. My next completed game is Stick It to the Man. Developed by Zoink Games, this non-platinum platformer originally came out for the PS3 and Vita in 2013, with a PS4 release in 2015. If you watched my previous update video, you will recognise the art style from the developer's follow-up game, Flipping Death. In Stick It to the Man, you play as Ray. Our protagonist lives in a world made of paper, where he works as a hard hat tester. One day, following an accident where he is hit on the head without wearing his hard hat, he wakes up to find he has a giant pink spaghetti-like hand coming out of his head that he can use to read people's minds, where he can then pull items from their thoughts in the form of stickers. These stickers are then used to solve a variety of puzzles in order to be able to progress. As with Flipping Death, this is a highly enjoyable game with a pretty unique concept and gameplay loop, and one that I thoroughly recommend. It also ticks another game off of my required games without a platinum challenge. My final platinum for this update is High on Life. This 2023 science fiction comedy first-person shooter, developed by Squanch Games, was created by Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty. Now, I have to admit, I've never actually watched Rick and Morty, so I'm unable to say if this game compares in terms of its style of humour. However, from a purely independent perspective, I found the game to have some truly hilarious dialogue. As far as the game's story goes, after your hometown is suddenly attacked by an alien drug cartel that arrives by the use of teleportation technology, the protagonist finds himself on a quest to try and save humanity from being enslaved and turned into drugs that give the alien species the ultimate high. The gameplay loop sees you teaming up with another alien race of sentient weapons who suffered a similar fate in the past. You start out with a gun called Kenny, whose smart mouth and unfiltered way of talking had me laughing from the outset. As you progress through the game, you find and save other sentient weapons that each have very unique abilities as well as their own foul-mouthed character traits. For me, the standout character was Knifey, your melee weapon, whose one-liners had me in constant laughter. I suspect this game's humour will not be for everyone, however, but for me it was definitely the best part about the game. The game is a pretty easy 3 out of 10 difficulty with a guide time of around 12 hours. However, other than making a note of a few missable trophies to ensure I would get them, in case I didn't feel like doing a second playthrough, I tried to have as blind a playthrough as I could. However, the game did take me quite a bit longer to get the platinum due to a couple of buggy trophies, as well as some that rely on RNG. I also still have the DLC yet to play to get the 100%. For the buggy trophies, after wasting a few hours and finally doing some research, I found there was a simple fix of basically closing down the game and restarting it. Knowing this in advance would have shortened my platinum time, and although it's a bit frustrating, it did not mar my enjoyment of the game. The game is currently available as one of the free monthly PS Plus games. That's February 2025 if you happen to be watching this at some point in the future. And also it completes my challenge of earning the platinum for a free PS Plus game in the same month it's given out, as well as ticking off the science fiction category in my genre theme list challenge. So that's my current progress all up to date. You can see the current trophy count and completion percentage on my PSN profile account, but let's also take a quick look at the tracking spreadsheet. So being that today is Valentine's Day, it would be really nice to confirm that I've been able to tick off the first of the special date challenges. However, as I'm actually filming this on the 13th of February, the day before, I've not yet ticked it off as I don't want to tempt fate and end up forgetting to pop that final trophy on Doki Doki Literature Club Plus for the platinum. Looking over some of my other stats, you can see that my trophy count for platinums is currently 11, gold 90, silver 91 and bronze 158. So good progress especially being made on the gold trophies, and ultra rare trophies so far are 5. Trophy streak is at 45 days and my completion percentage is up to 78.96%. Going over the alphabet, you can see currently I've mainly been completing and filling in the alphabet by trophy name with just a few on the game name, and coming down you can see that I've actually now made quite a good progress on the genre theme list, with a fair few now being ticked off. Also, I'm really happy to have completed 2 of the special challenges already by platinum a game in February that was free on PS Plus, and also being one of the first 100 platinum achievers. So that's now everything up to date on the challenge. Please do continue to leave your comments. I love reading through them and I respond to every single one. If you haven't done already, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. I really appreciate every single one as it really helps to grow the channel. So until next time, take care and look after yourselves.